Okay, I'd like to call your attention to the frequency table portion of your project where we have a table of rows and columns where the columns represent combined genders, relative frequency, and cumulative frequency for freshmen on down through to non-matriculating students. You'll notice these values from combined genders, these frequencies, they come from this web page right here. We provide you the link, and I'll take you to that web page here by getting into my browser and showing you. When you first click on the link, it'll take you into this look and feel right here of a database of all the different semesters in the past, and they've done a nice job of keeping track of student demographics at BYU Idaho over the years. And in particular, when I click on enrollment, it'll take me right here to this table. So I have simply placed into my spreadsheet these total numbers, the two genders combined into our spreadsheet. And down at the bottom, I've created a total by using the summation formula, which you've used in other projects previously. So just equal sum, and then we drug over the cells and hit return. And if you ever want to have a comma in your statistics for 13,480 as an example, you can do, let's see, one way to find it is to hunt through the menus and see if you could format, there it is, format cells. And you'll notice oftentimes in both Macintosh and Windows environments they give you keyboard shortcuts. So Command 1 or Control 1, or coming right here to cells. And another way to find that is do a right click, and that's really a handy shortcut. Many times we use the right click on the trackpad or the mouse to do that. So what I'm going to do here simply is ask for a 1,000 separator, and that puts a nice comma in there for me. But more importantly, you might need just a little bit of help here understanding how to get Excel to do relative and cumulative frequencies the fastest way possible. So I'm going to go equals, click on the freshman total, and divide it by the grand total of student body, and get that as a decimal. I'll ask for a little bit of decimal precision here, so I'm going to click on that, and there we go. But if you'd like that to be a percentage, then again you can always do a Command 1 or right click and format cells, or your percent tool often up here in the toolbar you'll find it. Click on that and it immediately converts it into percentage mode. Okay, so it's 37%, but you'll notice if I try to clone this formula by clicking the black crosshair and dragging down, we get an error. And so whenever that happens to you, don't panic, simply double click and do some thinking through, troubleshooting I call it. And so what we have here is a situation where it did the right thing by shifting sophomores down, since that was the next level, but it did the wrong thing in that it shifted our total value. We wanted it to stay put. So in order for that to happen, what we could have done instead is we would have gone into our original formula and we would have either highlighted or had the cursor close to C10, and we'll do an absolute cell reference. And on the keyboard it's let's see, it's F4 on a PC or Windows environment, and it's a Command T in a Macintosh environment. And that gives you the absolute cell reference dollar amounts. Those dollar signs, I should say, have nothing to do with dollars per se. They're just symbols to represent that that C10 cell needs to be fixed. Stay right there. When I hit return, nothing has happened in the freshman relative frequency, but notice when I pull down, it is running correctly. And as I double click, I can troubleshoot and see, I can spot check, better said, I can see that it's working just like I'd hoped. So 21% this particular semester of fall 2013, 21% were sophomores, 37% were freshmen, and then as I close it on down or fill it on down with my black crosshair, I get all the way down to 0. 0 isn't quite right, it's 0 point something, but unless you wanted to be willing to round to more decimals of precision, you don't really know what 2 out of 13,480 is. And then finally, I think what I'll do here is just do an extension of the summation formula. I'll click right here on 13,480, drag it across one cell to the right, and then convert that to a percentage. And let me undo that. Control Z always undoes things. I want to only change that to a percent. That's what I meant to do. we'll leave this one as is. Finally, cumulative frequency is a matter of just starting with the first relative frequency, getting it to land there correctly. Now, again, you need to remind yourself to get things in percentage form. But then when we go on to the next sophomore level, we want to take the freshman cumulative frequency and add to it the sophomore relative frequency. You're just accumulating all the different relative frequencies as percentages. There we go. So 37 plus 21 add up to 58%. Then I'm just going to go ahead and clone that by getting the black crosshair, dragging and stopping it, non-matriculating. And it's not a surprise that it looks like we've hit 100% at the senior level, but in fact we were 99 point something %, really very, very close, but not right on the money. And this is all we need to do to get the frequency table up and running. Hopefully that was helpful for you. Thank you very much.